Hey, what's up guys? Canon's about to drop a whole bunch of stuff in 2020. Let's check out all these rumors. Let's do it. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. This is my first video of 2020 and I'm gonna be dropping some big rumors in this video. The EOS R has served me good for the last year, but I'm excited to see what Canon is coming out with in 2020. Let's dive into some of these rumors and check it out, guys. Let's do it. So to start off with, guys, it's rumored that the Canon EOS R5 is gonna have a brand new 45 megapixel full frame CMOS sensor, man. If that's true, it's gonna take some really awesome photos, high resolution photos. It's gonna have in-body image stabilization up to 5 stops. I mean, that is crazy. And up to 7 to 8 stops with in-lens stabilization. So this is brand new. I don't believe any of Canon's other cameras have IBIS. So we're gonna have to test it out and see if this IBIS actually lives up to the 5 stops. 12 frames per second mechanical and 20 frames per second electronic. I mean, that's bumped up from the Canon EOS R. I mean, that's just gonna be good for sports. Dual card slot, guys. This is something that users have been crying over since the Canon EOS R was announced, and Canon is finally delivering on it. A scroll wheel added to the back, no touch bar, and this is something that really bugged me about the Canon EOS R, right? Not the actual touch bar is completely useless. I've not used it ever. I mean, the only time I used it was to play around with it. So adding a scroll wheel, hopefully they have a joystick, but we'll have to see. Just taking out the touch bar is a big plus, and putting something else to fill up that space. Canon, thank you for listening. Live view movie toggle like previous EOS DSLRs. Not really sure what that means, but we'll see. Larger capacity battery, but looks like the EPE6. I think this has been confirmed in a different rumor. It's a brand new battery, but it will be compatible with like the Canon 5D Mark IV and the previous EOS R. So this is an absolute plus. 8K 30 frames a second. I mean, oh man, Canon, you guys are giving it to us in this body. We're gonna have to see what this actually entails in the end. I will almost guarantee you right now that it's gonna be cropped. Okay, I've gotta add this in, guys. So this literally just dropped while I was editing the video. Canon has just announced, well, I don't know if Canon's announced, but the rumors are that the 8K video, 30 frames per second, no crop. I mean, if this comes out with no crop, that is gonna be insane, guys. And internal recording, I don't know what that completely means, but we'll have to wait and see. Dual pixel AF are available. Dual pixels AF available in all 8K modes. What? Man, that is gonna be insane. I can't wait for this video. I think these specs are off the hook. Let's get back to it. 4K 120 frames per second and 4K at 60 frames per second. If these specs are true, Canon is going all out on this camera. I highly doubt Canon's gonna give us 4K 120 frames per second. I think 4K 60 is absolutely possible. Hopefully they give us 4K 60 full frame. I mean, that would be amazing. But if it's 4K 120 frames per second in there, major plus for this body, and I think it's gonna be a winner, guys. So with all these specs, these are just rumored specs, so don't take any of these like fact. But if these specs are true, Canon isn't just releasing a next body, they're leapfrogging the competition. These specs are insane, and I think anyone that gets this camera is going to be happy with it. I mean, come on man, these specs are crazy, right? Let's quickly dive into the Canon R6. So the R6 specifications. So this will probably be a replacement, in my opinion, to the Canon EOS RP. A camera that I haven't really dived into that much. I have played with it a little bit. I haven't owned it myself, so I can't talk too much about it. But looking at the specs, it's got a 20 megapixel full frame CMOS sensor. I think that is down from the 26 megapixels in the RP, so we have to see kind of how the quality is and what sensors actually in there. It's got in-body image stabilization. It's got 12 frames mechanical, 20 frames electronic. So that's a speed bump from the RP. It's got 4K 60p. I think that's definitely cropped on this camera. I don't think Canon's gonna put full frame 4K 60p in this, but we'll have to see. A new battery. So it's saying it's got a new battery. Not sure if it's the same as the Canon EOS R5. If the RP is anything to go by, the RP has its own battery that's not compatible with any other cameras right now, I believe. So I don't know if it's going to have the same battery as the R5, but we'll have to wait and see. So it's saying June 2020 launch. This camera is interesting. I don't feel like it's a I feel like this is gonna definitely be a entry level to the EOS R system. So we'll have to see how the quality is. I'm interested to see like what sensor they've actually got in there for 20 megapixels, because I'm pretty sure the Canon EOS RP has a 26 megapixel. So it's actually got a 27 megapixel but effective 26, yeah. So the Canon EOS RP actually has a 26 megapixel camera, so it'll be interesting to see what sensor they have in the R6. And it's got 4K 60. Does this actually do 4K? It does do 4K. It does 4K 24 and 25. I feel like the R6 possibly be a good jump from the RP. The RP right now, there are some amazing deals on the RP. So if you are actually looking to pick up this camera here, I think it's a good time. But I would absolutely kind of wait to see this R6 if that's kind of your budget. With all that said, in my humble opinion, I'm gonna put a price tag on these cameras right now and what I feel like Canon is gonna release them at. I feel like the R6 is gonna come out at $199. That's my prediction. $199 US. That's my prediction. And the R5 at $399. I mean, these specs are definitely 100% professional. They've given pretty much everything bad that people said about the Canon EOS R. They've bumped it up. They didn't just bump it up, they went over. They went above what people asked for. So with all that said, I think this is going to be an amazing camera. I think this camera is going to be expensive. I mean, I feel like I'm being nice and saying it's $3,999. I feel like it might be more $4,599 or $4,499. This camera here isn't going to be cheap, guys. So, but if you're looking for the best of the best, this might be it right now. If it comes out before the Olympics, hey, if the Olympics happen, yay. If this comes out before the Olympics, oh man, I'll be so excited. I don't know if I'm going to be the first one rushing out to get it. I have to actually test out this IBIS. I think the IBIS is going to be the game changer here. If the IBIS works as good as some of these other cameras from other brands, I think this camera here is going to be a winner. And man, 8K 30 frames per second, I'm excited. I'm seriously excited, man. So let's quickly jump ships and look at some of these new lenses. Canon has announced a few lenses, but they have also got rumored a few more lenses. Let's check it out. So to start off with, guys, the 24-105 f4 to 7.1. I feel like this is one of those lenses that I have no idea what Canon's thinking. Why would you put out a 24 to 105 that goes from like f4 to 7.1? ISSTM. Like, I really don't know what they're thinking with this lens. The Canon RF 100-500 f4 to 4.5 to 7.1 L. It's an L lens, really? Yeah, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I personally am probably not gonna pick either of these two lenses up. I really don't understand what Canon's trying to do here, but we'll have to wait and see. Like, I haven't really dived into the rumors completely. It's just really not interesting to me. I mean, it's a big chunky lens. I think this lens will probably be good for people doing bird photography, where when you're going out to 500, you might want to extend it to like f8 anyway, so it doesn't make too much of a difference. But the other two that have been announced are the extenders. I feel like this is something that, you know, Canon had to do anyway, so they're coming out. The 5 lenses here are the ones that to me are the most exciting. They haven't been announced yet, man. They haven't been announced, so don't get your hypes up. Don't get your hypes up. But these 5 lenses here are the ones that I am getting the most excited about. So let's dive into these 5. The Canon RF 10 to 24. I mean, f4L, that's gonna be an amazing lens. I mean, if it's anything similar to the Canon I think it's 11-24. I mean, that is a beautiful lens. So if this is on par to that, I think Canon will knock this one out the park. The 35 f1.2L, man, come on Canon, this is gonna be insane. I've done a ton of photography with the Canon 35 f1.4L. So this RF 35 1.2, can't wait for it. I think it's gonna be an amazing lens. And I shoot all the time with the current RF 35 1.8, and I love that lens. It's probably one of my favorite lenses right now. So this f2 is gonna be over the top, but you know, being f1.2 and the 35mm, it's gonna be super expensive. I can probably, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's gonna be more than $2,000. Okay, the next one, the 50-1.8 macro IS STM. So Canon always has a really cheap 50 f1.8 lens on the EF line. So this RF 50-1.8, hopefully it's an affordable 50-1.8. Time will tell. They did add macro to this, so we're gonna have to see if that pushes the price up. And also it's a RF lens, so it has an additional control ring. So I don't think it's gonna come in at the $120, $130 mark as the EF version, but hopefully it's around $200, $300. I think people will absolutely jump on it. Canon RF 85 f1.8 IS STM. Come on, man, this is a lens that I think people thinking about going into the RF system, they're gonna jump on this lens. I feel like the Canon RP users, they're gonna love like these prime lenses. I think it's gonna open up doors for people getting into the system, and I think it's gonna really encourage people to jump in with some of these more affordable lenses. It's because the next lens on this list is the 70-135 f2L. Come on Canon. Oh man, this is gonna be such a pretty lens. I mean, this is probably gonna be the portrait lens, right? If you're a headshot person, if you shoot portraits and you're mainly headshots, I think this is probably gonna be your go-to lens. And the f2 or straight from, you know, zoom. If Canon puts this out, it's gonna be super expensive, but I feel like Canon's gonna do a good job on it. So Canon, you have done a lot here. There's so much to unpack. There's so many rumors. There's some things that's been confirmed by you guys already. I'm excited for 2020. I'm excited for this EOS R system. I think Canon isn't just pushing out the next camera. They're leapfrogging the competition. They're gonna dominate the space. If half of these rumors are true, I mean, Canon's got this in 2020. I think Canon's gonna win some of their users back. Hopefully it's not too late. I think some of the people that have changed over to Sony, if they still got some Canon lenses, they may think about coming back. I'm a Canon EOS R shooter through and through. Like, I love this Canon EOS R. It's been my workhorse for the last year. But with some of the things on this camera, like the touch bar and stuff like that, I can't wait to see what the R5 has installed, and even the R6. I mean, if the R6 does 4K 60, that would probably be enough for me to get that camera, especially if they keep the same batteries and if they have if they got some really good video specs. I could jump on that, man. I could seriously jump on that, but we'll have to wait and see, you know what I mean? So there was a lot to unpack here. If you guys enjoyed me doing these rumor videos, let me know in the comments below. But I'm gonna try to stay away from gear talk in 2020. I know I'm going to be doing a bunch of them, but I want to throw in more technique videos. I want to talk in more theory, more discussion about photography, but not about the gear, more about like the business side. I want to talk a little bit more about like creativity and how you find it. So if that sounds good to you, I want to drop more videos about that stuff. So stay tuned, smash that subscribe button so you get updated, and do me a solid, click the thumbs up, man. Just go click right there, click, yeah, do it right now, click it, and that would help me out. I'm pretty new to this YouTube stuff, so every click counts. Anyway, until next time guys, go out, create, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So, oh man, Hey, welcome back, guys. It's a bit late. It's 2020. It's almost March. Wait, it is March. Don't get your hypes up when I was thinking, whew, man, it's getting hot.